Alright. There might be a lot of background noise, and I apologize, but it is hot as balls in this friggin' house. I gotta cool it off for a little bit. Alright. Where the hell is my racing screen? There it is. That's not racing. Too much shit going on here. Too much going on. The more I use StreamYard, the less I like it. What is up? We are back for another episode of Showdown Series, formerly known as Showdown Sunday, Sunday Showdown, what the hell we were calling it on Sunday. But it's Tuesday, so we can't call it that on a Tuesday. So, today we're going with the Showdown Series. We got a race coming up here in 4 minutes. Definitely be hopping into that here. We got quite a few cards on the race. I actually need to look and see exactly how many races there are. F-Dog is going to be joining us here. I'll pull up the races. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going best out of 11 this time around. Okay. First race coming up is the Battle for Your Soul handicap. I was enjoying that race, actually. We got 4 minutes until that comes up. Shout out Past Your Ass in chat. What's going on, brother? We are simulcasting on Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. However, please come on over to Kick, because that's where it really matters. And for some reason, my screen crop is messed up again. That's alright. Alright, cool. Now that we got that out of the way, let me go ahead and set up this real quick, because we do have a guest. Go ahead and bring him in. Shout out Tex in chat. What's going on, brother? We are joined by none other than Mr. F Dog. What's going on, brother?
Yo, how you doing, Mo? How's everything?
Chillin', man. How you been?
I'm great. I'm excited for the races today. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for breeding. We got 1 week left until breeding season, so still trying to sort out what happened last season and get ready for the next.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Appreciate you taking some time, hopping on with us. Sorry, I'm just trying to move the scoreboard here. But yeah, dude, breeding. Please, had to remind me of that. Oh, I need so much money again. Shit. Did you mainly breed in-house, or you go out of barn last season?
We did a little bit of both. We luckily got a couple of covers on. We retired 3 colts and got, I forget how many covers it was, outside 5 or 6, and so that covered our breeding costs. We did a little bit of in-house and a little bit of external. A couple expensive ones. We went to Doc Holiday. Actually got an S Plus RDS, which was awesome. So yeah, we did a little bit of both.
Cool. And do have only 2 minutes here before this race. Don't want to miss it. So you said RDS, and what's your main archetypes in the barn?
So we're RDF, LTS, or LT I should say, and LDS. So the RDS, that was kind of like that was just a flyer I took, hoping to get a nice RDS from Doc Holiday, and luckily got an S Plus, which was awesome. So that is our first RDS horse, is the S Plus, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're I guess expanding a little bit. But more just
what's the horse's name?
Still a foal. We haven't named any
of
our, yes, haven't named any of them yet.
Well, I could probably pull it up from Doc Holiday's
yep.
stud. Yeah, but the first race coming up here. I gotta do up a scoreboard. I'll move it. I'm a little disheveled today, everybody. I apologize, but we are here, and it's race time. Let's refresh it. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever you identify of all ages, because I don't want to get in trouble nowadays. Here for the opener on Photo Finish Showdown Series. We got D stables, we got Big Brain stables, they're going at it. Mono with Swine, who's going to take down the trophy this week? Let's go, they're off here in the Battle for Your Soul handicap. Babushka Boy runs out to lead, then comes Let 'Em Cook. Star-Lord on the extreme outside, runs along in third in front of Hot Dogs and Noodles. In fifth, that's Brigadier Gerard, and it's going to be Pandora Player rounding out top leaderboard here as they head out to shoot and on to the main track. Still not calling the rest of the horses in the race. I need to talk to the team on an easier way to get that shit done. Shout out to Sygus in chat. Shout out to Latuda, Miss Click. What's going on? We are racing. Let 'em cook. Let 'em cook didn't like the call and decides to poke a nose in front here early on. Take the lead. Now being challenged on the outside. That's Babushka Boy. Is going to settle in second. Star-Lord still there in third. Back for fourth. New runner. That's Hot Dogs and Noodles. And Diesel's in fifth. Trying to make a move in the fourth. And Rainbow Falconers rounding out the top. About 7 lengths to catch the leader here, though. Half mile and 49 and change. And Star-Lord is the new one to catch. Star-Lord up top, break 2.5, Babushka Boy there on the outside of Diesel, Let 'Em Cook still down at the rail, ground-saving trip, but Triple S is in full bore as they hit the top of the turn and they head for home, and it's Star-Lord, now by 2, but that lead is dwindling, and Diesel's in full bore, carrying 4 pounds, and takes the lead. Diesel up top, Star-Lord's trying to make another move, but Soul Train is there, but Diesel's up top and too strong. It's going to be Diesel's going to take home the opener in front of it. Looks like a Bobbin Babushka Boy and Soul Train. 4, 5, 1, order of finish. All right, that was a hell of an opener. Sheesh.
Yeah, that was an exciting one. We're all over the place.
I love it, man. You watch real horse racing at all?
Yeah, I do.
American or like overseas?
American, yeah.
Okay. Because damn, man,
Mostly
I'm telling you, these races, they look like freaking American horse races. Let me tell you.
Yep.
What were you gonna say, sorry?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say my dad's a big horse handicapper, so I get some exposure from him.
Oh, nice. Do you know how to read forms and past performances, shit like that? Okay.
From being at the track enough with him, definitely rubs off eventually.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It's funny because a lot of people I talk to, it's like, hey, like a NW3L, OCALW 30K, right? And people be like, what? You know what I mean? But, if you grew up reading books and hanging out the track, I mean, that probably makes sense. And I probably also left some restrictions and requirements out of that. But, there's probably an F in there or maybe a state bred,
Yep.
But yeah, what track did you mainly hang out at? Or if you went to multiple, maybe?
Kind of all over the place. My dad was big at the county fairs across country. So we would just go on vacations and then pick up like small county fairs all over the West Coast and whatnot. But we're in New York, so, we're up by Monticello and Yonkers. Meadowlands pretty close. Went to the Meadowlands a couple weeks ago. That was pretty fun for the for the harness racing.
Yeah, you do thoroughbreds every now and then at the Meadowlands, but I don't think they've done them in a while, actually. Yeah, because I'm not too far from Belmont, Aqueduct, shit like that. So.
Yep. Yeah, down Long Island.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm Long Island. So actually, I gotta remember that we have a match race going on here because RVA won, and I'm like, shout outs to RVA. But
forgot about checking.
All right, so Let 'Em Cook, Babushka Boy.
Yeah,
all right, so Let 'Em Cook that was there?
I think Babushka Boy came in second. Yeah, Babushka Boy came in second, and Big Brain was 4 or 5.
Okay, so Babushka Boy, so that's 1 for D Stables. All right.
Yeah, it's about to
Like I
update.
said,
Results are going to come out in a second.
I had this little scorecard that I made for the last one, but I gotta remember when I have a guest, you guys actually cover it. So, all right. All right, score one. I don't know. Is that score one for the good guys? No.
Yeah.
I'm impartial. I'm impartial here. All right, so let's take a look at some of these horses here. We got a few minutes before the next race. Again, shout out to everybody in chat. Let's see what we got. Could be looking for Mike Stable, I guess. Tombstone.
Oh yeah, or you could just go to D Stables if you wanted. It'll be like we're number 9 right now.
Oh, you guys up here number 9? All right.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't really go into the stat page too much. There we go. Okay.
And then,
Cause I know my horse is never gonna be up
D-Goddess.
here. For you guys, you know. D-Goddess is full. This one here.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah, this one was
okay.
an RDF filly that we put to Doc Holliday. Snuck out the soft, which is pretty nice. I believe it's the only
Interesting.
S plus RDS colt. I think the rest are fillies.
God, this is wild, man. You know, because I start thinking about the bloodlines, and you know, shit, you start putting Doc Holliday blood going the other way for people that aren't expecting it. Oh man, that's dirty. And I guess with this horse here, right, you kind of just pray you get a yielding.
Yeah.
Right, and just kind of wipe out the soft preference and take your 2.5 2 against, you know, whatever.
Yep. Hopefully the stamina lines up nicely of the two horses, and just race it long across RD, and hopefully come out pretty successful.
That is definitely nice, man. Definitely nice. And you guys said you're also in the... we got to keep an eye on the races, too. Try to be a good host, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I worry more about dropping F-bombs and getting canceled. Let's see. Not from dropping F-bombs, but... Pull up the list here. Next one coming up is the Take Me Higher allowance. Is that at 420 by any chance?
And 8 minutes
Damn,
off.
it should be. Total missed opportunity. Man.
Bring it up with Fib, I think.
Yeah. Listen, I asked them, I'm like, listen, how hard is this? Just implement a race every day at 420 and just call it the Mono Special. You know what I mean? That's all I ask. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's anything crazy. I'm not asking to call it like the Stoner Special. Just call it the Mono Classic or Mono Special. Everybody will know, you know?
I'm all for it. Rotate it through, go handicap, allowance, stakes, and then cup. Get all the race types along there.
Well, I think most people will be like, yeah, of course he's going to want it to be the cheapest entry fee possible. You know. Which, you know, let me ask you something, because you guys do have a bigger barn, but you guys race a lot of horses, and I was actually kind of surprised because I think it was on Doughboy's show, or it might have been Peeb, where they were talking with Stens, and I had hopped on, and then Stens just kind of went to bat for me. He was like, dude, I totally agree with you with those, you know, 600, 700, you know, starter entry prices. Like, a lot of people I felt like were like, dude, come on, we don't want this to turn into Zed Run, and yada yada. And I get that, but I'm not asking for that. I'm just saying that if you're going to give us the $4, $5, you know, maiden races, the $20 leap was just way too drastic for me to explain to anybody and have it make sense. You know what I mean? So maybe someone like you, I mean, do you agree? Do you feel like having those price points that run your horses off preference, maybe backwards or even trying them out? Like, I mean, am I off base with that? Like, what do you think?
No, I completely agree. I think at the beginning of live, it was really tough. I mean, when you're still trying to figure out distances and whatnot, if you couldn't figure it out, and you got past the maiden, and then you have to jump right to those, what was it, $20 allowances or what it was.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
So it was tough. You could really blow through some money pretty quick if you weren't racking up the crown in like small fields or whatnot, getting those rebates. So yeah, I agree that I think those low price points are good because it helps you figure out horses. I mean, there's horses it took until this season for us like to figure out what the distance was, and even now we're still learning. So those low price points give you a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and I don't feel like they really detract from the higher class of racing. You know what I mean? Because you guys that have the higher class of horses, again, I kind of, reference real horse racing, where you have your Delta Downs and you have your Penn Nationals, you know what I mean? And then you got your Saratogas and you got your Belmonts and you got your Churchill Downs, right? Even throw Gulfstream in the mix, right? You got these tracks where, they just kind of, they align to the class of horse. Now, if you have a good class of horse, why the hell would you waste your time, your money? You know what I'm saying? Like even putting them in these 600-700, Derby races. But not, most horses aren't going to be grade, or stakes, running horses, right? So I was just kind of glad to see that even though when they kind of, took me up on the lower price points, at least I was happy to see that it wasn't just the lower ones getting filled up. Like
Mm-hmm.
the $20 entries, the 30, 40s, and they were still getting filled up by you guys that have, what I'm saying, those high class of horses. Because you understand that you guys should be running those high class of horses, right? Like it's like a prestige type of deal, the same way I talk about the non-winners of 2 lifetime, non-winners of 3 lifetime with, using it in photo finish. A lot of people will be like, they tell me, well, Mo, then I'll just park my S-Class horse on the bench for a month and come down and beat up on you guys, and get an easy win. Well, if you think that's the way to probability, then I think we see this thing completely ass backwards because you should be racing that high-class horse all month because it's that damn good if you think you can just drop it down and win any damn time you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it. So, implementing these non-winners of 2 and 3 lifetimes or maybe 30 days, it doesn't really park good horses on the bench. It just kind of gives other horses more opportunity to race, and have more of a fair competition. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. And I think most people, when I explain it, they kind of see it, but I don't know. It's a tough battle, I guess.
I completely agree with you. I think it's important, and I think I haven't really checked out the new schedule that they released the other day, and it's about to be implemented. But I'm sure it's covered in there.
It's good. I mean, you can kind of scroll forward if what they're showing is legit from the new schedule from the 20th on. I mean, it looks good. So,
Yeah.
we'll see. All right. We are ready for race number 2. All right. Horses are online. And they're off in the Take Me Higher allowance. Yes, please. Original Flame shoots out to the lead. Then comes Rapid Roberta down at the rail. Burner Boy there in between horses out for third in front of Burma. In the money out for fifth, then followed by D-Goat. Gonna round out top leaderboard here as they head down past the clubhouse and get ready to cross the wire for the first time. Everybody wave to your current leader. It's Burma. Burma out of Smump Legends. Beautiful, beautiful coat. Holds that short lead, now instantly engaged by Original Flame. Now it's Original Flame up top. Burma drops back to second. Burna Boy is still there in third. Into Money's going to trek along here in fourth, about half length off. Then comes Stable Genius and D-Goat trying to start an early rally as they head around the turn in this Ted Furlong right turning affair on the dirt. Track is fast and racing is good on a Tuesday as Burma decides that she's had enough, or he's had enough even, don't want to judge, and yoinks back the lead. Now it's Burma up top, opens up to 2.5 over Original Flame. Into Money starts to sneak by down at the rail, but might have clipped heels there. Original Flame and backtracks real quick as Into Money's going to settle in the third. Rapid Roberta there in fourth. Stable Genius, no change there, is going to move along here in fifth as Rapid Roberta and In the Money might have blown a gasket there, folks. Stay tuned, we'll see what happens. It's 3/4 in the books, 115, and you know what it means. It's almost time for the money shot. Burma, still the one to catch. Original Flame trying to make something happen, but it's all Stable Genius here, as Stable Genius seems to be tracking the leader here with every step. But Burma too strong. Stable Genius there. Original Flame tries to battle back down at the rail. Rapid Roberta there in fourth. In the Money in fifth. And Burna Boy with one final surge. But 1 mile's come and gone as they hit the top of the turn and head for home. And now it's 3 across the track, Jack. Original Flame. Burma in between. Stable Genius on the outside. Pick a horse. Any horse. Who's it going to be? As Original Flame tries to open up past the 8th pole. It's going to be Original Flame. 5 pounds. No problem. Over Burma and Stable Genius. Oof. All right. Well, score one for the good guys. I guess I got to say it for both sides, right? I got to be, I do have to be unbiased. That one I did see. All right, Original Flame. Big Brain's going to take that one home. Man, what happened with you guys there, huh?
I don't know. Both of those horses that looked like they had a piano on their back.
I mean, in the money looked like it was about to start cruising, man. Up that, trying to sneak up, and then just clipped heels and drop back.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't found many of our lower RD horses are not long distance, so you get past that like 8 furlongs, they really just get smoked. Can't do it. I always see Bigfoot stables in those sprints at the allowance sprints at RD and whatnot.
Oh yeah, you'll find me over there. So I think I was gonna set up my whole WWF background here, but that boy hit me up. He was down to join if you guys want to talk a little smack.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I assume, right? This is like friendly rivalry stuff. It's not. We're not out here doing like we're gonna find each other after the showdown matches, and
Yeah, hey.
I didn't think that was the case, but
yeah, a couple seasons in, we'll see how that relationship's still going after a couple of years.
Nah, it's always fun. Like I said, we're all early, right? So we're all making money. We're having a good time.
Yep.
So that one went to Big Brain. Yeah, we're gonna get him the link here. Yeah, like I said, you had mentioned. I do normally run down the allowance ranks. I got 2 horses who I'd say probably I'd run more in the stakes than anything else. Joker, again, maybe it's a heart thing, maybe it's a temper thing, but I run him down at lower races. He doesn't like it. I seem to put him up at higher competition, and like his top speeds kick in. You know, his everything kicks in, man. Like oh boy, yeah, this is a bad time.
This happened earlier.
Yeah, well, oh shit, that's right. They said they were pushing an update to fix the filters on the whiskers. Yep. All right, well, you guys got a few minutes, Ian. Get on it. But I guess it might actually be a good time to just bring this up. But so what I find interesting is when I look at a horse like Joker, who was like my main horse. Now, even before the retirements, he was actually number 10 at 5 furlongs, even up against S's and everything with the gap ranks. I don't know how much weight people are putting behind the gap ranks. I feel like most of them are pretty accurate, but I look at some of them and I'm like, I don't know if my horses run that good there, but like, you know. But I look at Joker. I mean, now he's, with the retirement, he's pushed down to 8. But like I said, even before everybody retired, pushing against the best of the best in the stakes races, I was still 10. So, I mean, you know, for an A horse with pretty weak preferences, he's only got the 1.5 on the dirt, which I hate. I feel like that screws me a lot. But so I don't know. You know, maybe might be able to breed that up into something if I can work on the preferences. You know, but I feel like for whatever reason with him, if I put him in allowance races or lower class of races, he doesn't like it. So I think that's kind of funny. Jet's kind of the same way. You probably, well, if you run LDF at all, I run him primarily like allowance races because handicaps he hates. That's another thing too. I don't get it. It could be the same weight, but you put him in a handicap, he absolutely hates it. Well, I guess Jet doesn't carry weight as an A- in the allowances, but Joker, you know, allowance races, hates it. Put him in a handicap, it could be the same weight. For some reason, he'll just turn up another notch. So I don't know if that's something on Photo Finish's side, where it's like handicaps, they feel like they show up more than they do for like, you know, allowance races. Maybe it's like bottom of the barrel compared to the, you know, with in their minds, but it's kind of cool, man. I don't know. You guys use the gap rankings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I definitely look at them. I think they're super helpful for just gauging like quickly, hey, where's this horse racing best at? Like I use it sometimes when like you don't really have a good idea of the distance preference yet. You're like, hey, let's see if the ranks are showing something that like I'm not able to see, and you know, just the PFL charts or whatnot. And yeah, MJ's data is great too. The horse comparison, a lot of great tools.
Yeah, this you know, because he kept on asking me, he's like, you know, what kind of things do you want? I'm like, man, I want to build a race card on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to compare horses, because getting data on horses is great. But I mean, you know, and of course I could pull it in. I could do, you know, my own little spreadsheets, my own whatever, and then do, you know, run queries on it and have it shoot back, you know, whatever information I'm looking for. But it is kind of fun when I could just be like, hey, what would happen if I just threw a bunch of horses in there and had a real-time comparison on the site? And MJ was hanging out in chat one day and he was like, oh, something like this. And, you know, that's where he came up with the, I guess, the idea for the comparison tool. And I just took it a step further one day. If we can get maybe the next race is coming up here. Come on, guys. Okay, we're back. Whew. We can actually try it on this. Oh, I meant to send Statboy that link. Statboy, my bad. My bad. Next one is the pace handicap, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I was just joking around on stream, and I was like, well, what happened if I would just, you know, copy all this crap and then just pasted it in? And what I found was his tool was actually smart enough where it ignores all the bullshit data, like the numbers and the left turf, because there's no horses named left or dirt turf, right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm copying all those words. But it's just filtering everything out into actual horses that exist. And he was like, holy crap, that worked. So, yeah, we basically, like I said, you basically build this thing real time on the fly, you know? So if you're like, all right, cool. Actually, let me send him the link real quick, and I'll go on a quick rant. But yeah, like I said, so I mean, this is really cool for anybody that might be trying to build, you know, get some information on the fly. So this pace race is what? This is a 9 furlong race yielding. So I mean, again, this is kind of like, you know, you might actually appreciate this from a handicapping perspective, right? Me and you might look at a sheet and might look at, you know, race times or race layout and not handicap it the same way. You might be like, hey, I see different speed early on than you do, so I might be setting this up more for a closer type of deal. Whereas I might be like, you know what? My speed's too good. Your guy's not even going to catch him out the gate. So he's got to come over from the 8 hole. So just coming over is already going to put me at an advantage, right? I'm going to go wire to wire. We might handicap that completely different. And, you know, I don't think either way is right or wrong. It's just kind of how you see the race unfolding right in your mind. So, because I love handicapping races. It's one of my favorite things to do. So again, so I might take this and go like, it's a 9 race. Let me just kind of narrow it down, and we'll go like 8 to 10. So, you know, 9's in the middle. And now we just kind of narrow it down here, and you can go into the registrants if you want. But, and then from here, you can just kind of start, you know, narrowing it down. Who's running at a more competitive level? I'm still confused on this. I feel like I'm way too high when he explains it to me. I think it's the higher the number, the weaker the competition. Shit, I didn't even put out a video. MJ, if you're listening, put out a video. And yeah, you could also go in here and take out, like, because we know it's yielding. You could actually just take everything out except yielding. So if you don't want to have, like, fast and soft kind of skewing the data. But then what might happen is, you know, the horses might not have data for that, you know, that low of a filter, so, or that tight of a filter. But again, you know, this stuff's cool, man. So yeah, between this and the gap, I feel like we have some cool tools right now that we can kind of use. I know everyone's kind of upset, you know, when Racer's Edge went away, and, you know, I think to a certain extent I do still miss some of the visuals on it. But between the PFL site, mainly the whiskers and all that, MJ's site, gap data, you know, gap data to me is great for the instant rankings and all that stuff. And obviously with something like this, being able to build a real-time race card on the fly, I mean, it's cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw it. Oh yeah, this race going live.
Let me actually we'll pull Statboy in real quick too while we're getting this going. Oh, it's not gonna work.
Hey guys.
Oh boy. Statboy, hold on a second. This might be scuffed for a minute. Stick with me, fellas. Hey, that kinda works. Alright guys, we're gonna have a weird overlay here for a minute. And welcome, Statboy. Appreciate you joining us.
Okay, guys, I will leave you to call the race, and then I will jump in.
Yep, appreciate it, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're online. Race 3 here for the Showdown Series. It's all tied up 1-1, and they're up and rolling. One Boy Blue breaks well, as does Crown Criminal and shoots to the lead. Hades there for third, followed by Taylor Durden. Then comes Finland in fifth, and Zamboni make that hog heaven. Gonna round out the top leaderboard here as they head down past the clubhouse for the first time and get ready to cross the wire. Everybody wave to your current leader. That's D-Stable's runner, Crown Criminal. Past the wire here for the first time. Hopefully they all remember to run around yet again. But in the early going, it's Crown Criminal, opens up by 6. Over a chasing hog, heaving on the outside. Taylor Durden there on the inside hip. Then comes Zamboni down at the rail. Mystique there in 5th. And Hades going to round out the 6 here. As Crown Criminal is trying to make easy work of them today. But I don't want to put the announcer curse on. Half mile and 49 and change. And they got 5 furlongs to go. Cross the pond, down the backstretch, stay trek. Crown Criminal there. Zamboni's trying to lower the gap here. Starts to advance. Mystique on the extreme outside also has some speed here, carrying 4 pounds. Down between horses, that's Finland. Then comes Haiti. And new name is Sir Dance-A-Lot. Save Me One. And Sir Dance-A-Lot, short-lived. And Tyler Durden's going to bring back 6th place. 3 quarters in the books, 114, and it's still Crown Criminal. Crown Criminal trying to put on a clinic and take this field wire to wire at 4.28 to 1. Why couldn't we just remove 0.08 and make it even 420? I'll never know. But as they hit the top of the stretch and head for home, and it's Crown Criminal. Finland's in full bore, and Haiti. Crown Criminal is trying to hold on, but he's got all sorts of countries and chasing them in the rearview mirror. Crown Criminal, Haiti in second, Moonbag in Finland. Who's it going to be with one final surge? But it's going to be smooth, no make it Crown Criminal over Haiti and Moonbag. 6-1-8, order of finish. Wow, that was a B horse. Yo, my B horse don't run like that in handicaps. They have like a 7% win rate, I think, in handicaps, right? Yo, holy shit, that horse is strong. Nice race, man.
That was a great race from Crown Criminal.
Yeah, that was
I
wild.
wanted to say that. Yeah, I wanted to say that we should check if he was carrying additional weight properly, but I see that he had no additional weight, so I have nothing to complain about.
I mean, he shouldn't, right? Because, I mean, most B minuses aren't even running anymore. Holy crap. That was insane.
That was impressive.
Right? Isn't that the percentage
so what
on it?
did I miss?
Isn't it like 7%?
I forget what the exact percentage is now. I haven't checked it recently. Wait.
I know it jumps considerably for B plus horses and handicaps, but...
Yeah, I think actually Bs were still doing okay in handicaps last time when I checked, but I did not look in a while.
Let me actually fix this. I just want to fix this overlay.
So I missed the beginning of the show match. We are down 2-1, I guess, right?
Yeah, now 2-1.
After that one, yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like according to gap data, in the open entries, Bs have won 8.8% of the time.
But they're going up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
B
Bs
plus
are
is
looking
20%.
good. Bs are looking good,
B
actually,
plus is going
in
up too.
handicaps. Yeah.
Oh, B plus have been killing it in handicaps, no?
Yeah,
Like I said, especially compared to the Bs. That's
Yep.
why I was kind of shocked that Crown Criminal in that race so strong.
Yeah, wire to wire. That was pretty. Oh wow, the second and fourth was B also. If you update this result on that race, you'll see. What,
Yeah, I was gonna
B-
say because Finland was up there. No, that was yeah. Finland was up there and Haiti. Holy shit, they were both Bs. Wow. Why was that just a weak B plus field? I feel like OEB, Sir Dance-A-Lot. That's a pretty strong horse. That's crazy, man.
Crime criminal.
Race
that
math.
horse has some pretty. It's okay runnings for a B.
Oof, all right. Well, I'll update the score. And that is 2 for D Stables and 1 for Big Brain. After 3 races. So we extended the card this week, right? Well, this time around. Then last time, didn't we do best of 7?
Yeah, it's still best of 7.
It's best of 7 again, yeah. Yep.
Oh, I think you sent me 11 races. I might have just been double counting them when the pictures and then the text. I could have sworn I had 11.
That would be great to have 11, but no, we only have 7 tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually don't even have enough horses. The 7 was our limit. We only have 14 horses still running, so we couldn't enter any more. But I have to buy some.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. Oh shit, I didn't think about it. Yeah, 2 horses each. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd make all right.
At least not until August, and then we'll have some more to race with.
Oh yeah. You guys, you guys are in a way different class than me, so maybe you can just give my shitty little barn a gander. When's the next race coming? Is that Twitter beef? I'm assuming.
Yep, we got 5 minutes.
All right, come on, chat. We're gonna need you guys to help us out. If I get sidetracked, because you know I get sidetracked, I will set an alarm, but I might not even hear the alarm. So, you guys hear the alarm going off, just let me know. All right. Okay, so let's see what we got over here. This is where we're at, fellas. This is where we're at. These are the babies we got. All right. We got Cramden, who I picked up. I felt like Walter White blood on the market for 280 was criminal. It was a steal. I mean, at that time, horses were still going for more. I was like, you know what, man, 280. I gotta get some Walter White bloodline. Let me grab it. I actually have an RTS A plus that might also match well at that longer range. So, you know, it's a female, so I might be able to inject Walter White blood into my own, which I thought was kind of cool for the price. I don't know. I felt like that was kind of worth it. Yeah, I've got some other. Grail Mary was actually from my Steps Kiss, who I think is my best horse in the barn. You guys might have seen that LTS. You put her on a yielding track, obviously, because we don't have any LTF. But if you put her on like a fast 4 furlong, 5, and I got the horse from Sauer, so he'll attest to it. He was like, man, just put her into these types of races and she'll kill it. And it's true. But my problem was, I was like, I just want to run her against anybody. And I completely ruined her record. So, you know, I apologize to all my horses because I got too impatient. But anyway, I felt like this baby is going to be real nice. I was able to kind of match her with Neptune. But I feel like this is, and you guys, if you guys have LTS, you guys might be able to relate. Every freaking horse that I wanted to breed with has this damn banker. And I was like, man, I'm like, oh, this sucks. It kind of put myself in a weird predicament now. That's why I kind of went with Neptune. Didn't really match the archetype of her. But maybe I can meet somewhere in the middle. You know, I don't really know how this whole breeding thing is going to work out. Which actually, if we have time, I really want to hear from you guys on. But yeah, so that was kind of my theory here. And if you actually look at, for those of you that follow me, I got screwed from Peeb on Henrietta. But I did because Hammy also chose not to take the Colt. And I was like, well, if you guys are going to take those fillies, I'm going to pivot. And I'm going to go 24.5 boost LTS Colt. And this guy's a machine, but again, completely misraced. Do not even pay attention to these numbers. Just look at the blood, look at the ticket, look at everything. He got a bunch of hits last month on the market. I feel like he'll get more every month. And the beautiful thing about this ticket, and maybe I'm tripping, guys, but nobody else has these PFPs. So
look at that
comes
hair.
Down, I love the hair. I love everything about these PFPs. But
I love the
looking
hair,
around,
the colors,
nobody else.
the background. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, right? And like, but I feel like you guys are going to get tired, or maybe you guys in the LTS departments, rather, are going to get tired of having to hit the same tickets over and over again, where it just sets me up for a little bit of success down the road. Because anytime people want variation, they can easily come to Weekend Moderator and grab that. Because this shares it with nobody, has no siblings. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of a cool play. I mean, is that just me, like, not knowing what the hell I'm talking about or what I'm doing? Because, I mean, last month I got, 5 or 6 hits on them, so I feel like people will... Yeah, we got 6, and none of them were mine, so... I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that was kind of a good move.
Yeah, definitely. I think LTS is, like, so tight in the bloodlines. And like you said with the Ticketmaster, what is that, 9924 or whatever? That guy is just I mean, we have like the LTS Colts, and they're like there's like 3 9924s. So then we have like our A filly, who's she's non-101 blood. So then we're able to like breed up with all those S Colts. So yeah, and like you said, what was it, Neptune? That Stens had put out. That was like the best horse I think for LTS breeding last season. That A.
So I made the right call.
Yeah, I think at that price
good.
point, everybody was looking at that A+, and I think it got, I forget how many breeds, but it definitely was like
at the price point. Correct. Yeah.
That was like Lord Strange with YSM, like why that thing bred out 35, and like Shawnee Bear, like at that price point, people are just gonna crush that. It's just gonna get off the market real fast.
And I mean, again, I didn't really do too much breed. I know we have this race coming up. I do want to hear from you guys about this maybe afterwards, because I personally didn't breed too much in betas because my barn was absolute dog shit. I didn't even have any of these horses. So like breeding with my horses gave me no data because they were just crap, breeding with crap, racing against Tony Rigatoni babies every fucking race. So it was like, I didn't know what to do at that point. But I did get 3-star, 3-star, 2-star from Steph's Kiss, who was a 3, 2.5, 1.5. So I feel like that breed from Neptune should go kind of strong, right? So I don't know. We could talk about that after the race, but. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the track, Jack. These stables up 2-1 over Big Brain, but we're out here having a blast on a Tuesday. Where else would you rather be? But down at the track with a big white wall covering your view. And they're off and racing here in the Twitter beef allowance. It's Cincinnatus takes the lead, shoots out in front of Dantooine. I think that's a Star Wars reference. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. Tyrus Kid out there in third, followed by Clyde. Then comes Dabawala. Dabawala out there with Rub Renegade. And the 2-horse, who we don't know their name, poor little 2-horse in the white silks, is dead last with about a country mile to make up. Opening quarter in 25 change as they cross the wire for the first time in this 10 furlong left turning affair in the dirt. What is every race 10 furlongs today? But we're out here doing it. Opening quarter in 25. Clyde up top. Tyrus Kit now tries to move up alongside the challenge here and press the leader and goes by and takes the lead. And it's Cincinnatus also is going to get involved here as Clyde is starting an early drop. Rug Renegade moves up into 5th and Dabawala is in 6th. Half mile and 50 and change as this tight packed field is going to turn the stretch here one more time and head down the back stretch. New leader up top, it's Cincinnatus. Tyrus Kit there, about 2.5 lengths off the lead even. And comes Renegade, run alongside of Clyde. Clyde, your one-time leader, trying to find another spurt, and might have found it and sneaks by Rug Renegade down the rail, back into second. But they're all chasing Cincinnatus. 3/4 in 1:15. Cincinnatus there, break of 2. Now comes Clyde. Rug Renegade there. Tyrus Kit looking for another resurgence and might have some room here on the outside. But Rug Renegade is also there as he is in full bore trying to catch the leader, Cincinnatus. Round and round they go. Far turn. Who's it going to be? Nobody knows. Unless you might have refreshed the race, please don't do that and spoil it. We like to have fun here at the races. And it's Cincinnatus, though, as they hit the top stretch and head for home. Cincinnatus continues to find more power, and it's Cincinnatus by 3, make it 4. Clyde's off the rail and looking for tail, but it might be too little too late as Cincinnatus crosses the 8th pole. We might be doing 360s out there in the track. Easy there, little fella. It's going to be Cincinnatus over Clyde and Rug Renegade. 7-1-3, order of finish. I don't know what the hell comes out of my mouth sometimes when I talk. Anybody? You guys will definitely know the barn names better than me when it comes to the winners. Oh, back to Cincinnati. That's you, Big Brain. Okay.
Yeah, that's
man,
one of
this
ours.
is a little... Yeah, now, Stat Boy.
Sorry.
Okay, good.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I'm a horrible host. I just talk over people sometimes. I think I also have a half-second audio delay from my audio chain, so I apologize. What I was going to say was, you know, Stat Boy, you had hung out with me on the first show, and F-Dog, I don't know if you were hanging out in chat or watching any of that, but it was kind of rough in the early going because you guys went out to an insane lead. I think it was what? Was it 3-0, maybe even 4-0 or something, right? Early. And it was kind of like me and Statboy were hanging, and I was like, well, man, there's always, maybe the next race, maybe the next race. But actually today, I'm actually happy to see that we have a little bit more of a back and forth in the first couple races here. So that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. And then we ended with 2 big ones. We got, I mean, I know, I think it's a 5 o'clock race, the Destroyer Invitational. Statboy, you guys loaded up that race. I'm a little worried for our horses. You got Mightiest Mouse and Swift Sapphire in there. That was a little frightening. So I think it'll be good. Hopefully it goes down to that last race. 2v2. There's a LT race, I think.
Yeah. The last one is only 4 horses in there, the LT race. So it would be kind of funny, but it would also be interesting to see if that one actually decides the entire show match.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of messed up when we were entering horses because, as you know, we have 3 different people in charge of 3 different stables basically, and so the 2 of us actually entered that race because we figured it's our race. So that's how we ended up with 4 horses in the Destroyer instead of just 2. But in the meantime, we agreed that only 2 of our horses will count for the show match. The other 2 are not eligible for winning show match. So we will explain that when we get to that race.
Yeah, definitely keep us in the loop on that. I do have the notes here, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my brain wanders. It's actually wandering right now, as a matter of fact. So what I wanted to run by you guys, because I don't want to feel like I hold you guys hostage here for information, but you guys are way better at this whole game than me, okay? I just call races. I feel like I just threw a lot of money in early on. I made a lot of bad decisions, but I feel like thanks to you guys and thanks to people like, David, Mike Sowers, I mean, the Peeb, the list could go on and on. Always kind of just, sometimes I don't always agree with you guys, but we have these conversations in DMs or even out in the open where at least I learned something, you know what I mean? And it might kind of trigger something in my brain to kind of start going down a different road. So let me I got to get your honest opinions on this. I don't know if you guys might have seen my pride and joy. Boy named Sue, all right? This is the first horse I ever bought in photo finish, okay? Now I started out again, I had to run it, put it in 4 or whatever. This horse is a machine. At LDS 12 furlong. Now, even matched up, right, against, if you're going to look at the gap data, in LDS, against everybody in the entire game, doesn't matter if there's S horses, whatever, and you come in here and go to 12 furlongs. That's my homie at the top. That's boy named Sue. Now, you can take the S horses, the A. Now, this is a B horse, right? But when I put him in handicaps, like I was telling you guys earlier, I guess with the 8% win rate compared to the B plus being way higher, right? I'm sitting here going, man, this is such a waste of genetics. You know what I mean? This horse is killing it. I put him in 12 furlong races. He can run backwards, and he'll just keep winning. And then look who's second is Ghost Payroll from Latuda and Childs. I was going to mention that Latuda because we have hell of a rivalry going on. But I do want to say 34-65, a little bit of a difference, whatever. It's almost double, but, no, I'm just kidding. So my question to you guys was, did I make a right move here? Because I'm sitting here going, how can I get this blood into a competitive market, right? Because down here at the B's, it's just being wasted, I feel like. So, I know we can't really look at the whiskers anymore, but you guys can see this, right? On screen? Yeah. Okay. This is the 12 furlong whisker chart for Boy Named Sue. That's nutty. Now, I know some people don't necessarily agree that these are 100% accurate, and I might agree with that. But if they're not 100% accurate for everybody else, they're not 100% accurate for me either. That's still nutty. The amount of races that this horse runs where it's like, oh, that's the highest? Yeah, okay, I'll see you later. If there was 15 furlong races in photo finish, Boy Named Sue would win them with ease. I promise you. You can put an S-class horse out there, and I'm telling you, your S-class will run out of stamina, and Boy Named Sue will just be getting going. I don't know what the hell happened with that ticket. It's insane. Maybe I'm just delusional. But, man, I love this horse so much. So, what I did last night or early this morning, I'm like, man, I really gotta get some blood. So I hit up, I've been keeping an eye on the market, looking at some LDS, fillies. And I was like, you know what? Let me hit up OEB. I love OEB. He's such a nice guy. We're on completely different time schedules. So we kind of have these cool little conversations late at night. And I'm always like, man, we got to record a segment for, photo finish. But we just got back to talking, and I was like, "Hey, man, I see you got a bunch of LDS Philly foals. Like, you looking to sell any of them?" I'm like, come on, man. Like, look at this bloodline. It's a shame to let this horse go to waste. So I couldn't get the A+ out of him. I didn't really think I'd be able to, but I looked at a Zoud, who is also one of the top 12 furlong studs that was out on the market currently. Now we don't really know how it's going to match up, where the speed's going to come from, the mom, the dad. So I hope it comes from a Zoud, because whatever. But basically, it's a ticket, 3-star, 3-star, 2.5. I mean, I feel like the parents are good. I feel like the preferences are good. The ticket seems, well, it's not really a ticket anymore, but I feel like these stats have to be good after retirement. I mean, if I went from a B to an A, we're probably looking at what, like an A-, if it's good enough. Maybe a high-end B+, which would be really nice in handicaps. So, I mean, for what he charged me, I think I paid what, like, I don't know, a little shy of 400. I think I paid like 380, 375 maybe. I feel like that's reasonable, right? It's a good foal, good filly foal to kind of wait, breed up. I mean, was that a good buy?
Yep. Yeah, I really like this because when you look at the parents here, you see that Azot has like a S- finish, so he has like a higher finish than his grade, And then the other parent also, I think, had a higher finish stat than her grade. So I think that you're looking at, it's A- with A finish, right? So I think that you're looking at parents who could really give you a foal that's strong in those longer races, and then you combine it with your colt, who is 18 furlong potential 18 furlong machine. So yeah, I feel like this could be a very good breed down the road, and you just wait for 2 or 3 more seasons for this foal to grow up, and then you can breed them together. And like you said, get a B+ or maybe get an A- that's good in long races. And in my experience, at least for my own stable, long races are where I have like the lowest number of horses that I can count on. My stable is mostly
Right?
short and mid. Yeah. So I feel like
Yeah.
I'm not basing this on any data or anything. I feel like it's harder to find good long races genes than short and mid distance.
Yeah, all right, okay, I feel the same way. What about you, Dog? You share that sentiment, or?
Yeah, I definitely have trouble finding the longer distance. I don't know, this might just be like anecdotal, but it seems like for me, like the handicaps, like we saw earlier, Crown Criminal, like it was pretty easy to find out that horse ran long distance, and it was like good in handicap. It likes having like no weight or like 2 pounds on it. But
Right.
yeah, definitely some difficulty, especially like when you switch some of these archetypes. I know Peebo always mentions it. Like left dirt, like there's like no stamina in any of those tickets. There's like only a couple, like 3 boosts in stamina on left dirt, and even 2 boosts. So yeah, it's tough to find long distance horses in some of these archetypes.
Yeah, and actually, that might actually be a good segue into the next topic. We'll be right back. All right. We got another race call here, ladies and gentlemen. Race 5. We are all tied 2-2. Thanks again to Dog and Statboy for coming on, keeping this skeleton company today. It does make it more enjoyable. And shout out to chat. They're off and running here in the Soul Daddy Club Stakes. Night Saturn breaks out the best of it. Then comes Naked. Benedict Trizzy got out in third, followed by Orbiting Onyx and Naysayers. Top out the 5 here in this 5-horse field. I was wondering where the 6 horse was, but we don't have one. Round and round the first turn they go in this 11 furlong right turning affair on the dirt. Track is good, and it's all these stables here up top in the early going. Naked, Benedict Trizzy, these 2 stable runners side by side. Joined on the outside by Naysayer, rocking those green silks. Oh, now it's a curse. Naysayer didn't like that and goes right to the back of the pack as Naked says, "I'll take it," and takes that picture as they cross the wire for the first time. Naked up top, half-length lead, but instantly closed on by Night Saturn. Night Saturn's working on the day moves, going to go right on by for the lead. Night Saturn now opens up by 2. Orbiting Onyx is going to rally here on the outside, but back in second is Naked in third. Naysayer in fourth, looks to have regained some footing there. And Benedict Trizzy is your new trailer. but it's tucked in on the rail, only about 7 lengths to make up, as this field is tight as a dolphin's butt. It's watertight even. Down the backstretch they go, really trying to keep it clean, but that's about as much of a line as I'll walk here. Night Saturn, though, new leader. Enough about me, more about the horses. Night Saturn up top, Naked there, trying to make up some ground down at the rail. Naysayer on the outside. Orbiting Onyx, trying to find some room here to squeeze in between, stuck in fourth. And Benedict Trizzy is now in full bore and is splitting horses at will from last to second. Maybe might have counted my horses before they hatch. He's gonna sit in third, but around the far turn they go, 1 mile and 1:42, and they're all catching Night Saturn. Night Saturn, though, is looking strong here, opens up and continues to dominate around the competition. Night Saturn, Benedict Trizzy, Naysayer, and Naked. I'm running out of things to say. Night Saturn, even as they cross paths as they hit the top of the stretch. 200 meters to go, and it's Night Saturn. I was hoping this horse would do something, but it's Night Saturn just continues to gain more ground as time goes on. And Benedict Trizzy, all they can do is watch with Naysayer and Naked. It's going to be all Night Saturn. Got a big brain over Benedict Trizzy and Naysayer. Wow. You don't see that too often in 11 prolonged races.
That horse is a beast.
Holy crap. That horse has 22 wins.
Stat Boy, that's you, right? You're RP.
Yeah. That's literally my most favorite horse in the entire game. You know, that's the one that we got. Thanks to VJJ during the initial mating process. He basically helped us to find the guy who owned the colt that had like 3 matches with our filly, and it resulted in this incredible horse. So basically that is the horse that helped me to decide that I want to run Right Dirt, because when I saw him I was like, yeah, I want to have this one for myself. I'm not giving this one to anyone. So yeah,
that's also the horse that just made me decide I never want to run Right Dirt. I'm so glad I have no horses in that archetype. Holy crap. Actually, let me double check that actually.
Yeah, he has I'm basically running him almost every day, and he has a lot of wins. The competition in Right Dirt, of course, is lighter than in other preferences because there's only like 3 or 4% of all Gen Zero horses. But I was using him in other preferences as well, and he's very, very good in long races. So it was a pleasure to see him have another good race today.
Yeah, that race was strong. And again, I hate to always kind of go back to my boy named Stu horse. I love this horse so much. It actually reminded me of a similar type of race when it runs a good race. It's like the horses just keep attacking it, and it's just like, yeah, no, I got way more stamina than you. I'm just going to be more powerful than you at the end. You know, and again, this is a B. You throw some clunkers in there because I think the temper. I don't know what your temper is, but temper on mine is definitely on the low end, which obviously breed higher, better temper. Hopefully on the other side, hopefully balance that out right after generation maybe. But I guess my question to you guys would be, because I do want to talk a little bit more about your breeding stuff too, without you guys giving away, plans. Do you think it's in my best interest? Because you mentioned not having the long range stamina horses in the left dirt. Would it be in my best interest to even try to shut down Boy Named Sue for breeding purposes if people were looking for stamina and seeing how, even though it is a 2, it just continues to run and run and run. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's something people would even try to tap into, maybe from like an A level like I am. Maybe, I don't know. Is that even something I should consider, or just keep racing them?
Yeah, I would just keep on racing him as long as...
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Sorry.
Yeah,
right.
I'm sorry. I said I would just keep on racing him as long as you have races that you can compete in and that you can win, because competition is light right now. Competition will be even lighter a bit in next season. So as long as you can race and win and be satisfied with it, I would just keep on racing. I plan to keep on racing some of my horses until like season 7 or something. because I really feel like they're doing a good job now, and I don't see a point to retire them too fast.
Well, I mean, I see a point, and my main point, and again, maybe I just play in a different league, but I don't really need to be running all these sons of bitches. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Joker, I'm retiring. I've had a lot of interest on him with the stud market. But everybody else, for the most part, is going to continue to run. That's why I figured, if anything, I could shut down Boy Named Sue, but if my filly can't, breed with him for a few months, and, I don't know. I'll see. I had some people asking me if I was going to shut him down, but, if one person's going to breed with Boy Named Sue, I'd rather race him for a few months,
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure how many people bred with bee horses. I know there's data out there somewhere. I'm not sure if it's Gap data that has it on all the breeds that occurred and which studs they chose, but that would just be something to consider, is that if the people are going for the $50 minimum on like A+ with like 3 matches, those are just going to absorb all the covers. So a B might not.
Yeah, but what if they already did that? Like that,
Yeah.
That's why I didn't do it last month, because that's what I know what you're saying. Like last month, that was like exactly what would have happened. But like I'm saying, like even in the next couple months, people are like, well, I already hit that one, or you know what I'm saying? And well, this one actually has the stamina. You can see the 12 furlong type stuff. That's why I wonder maybe if there is a small window there when people decide to like, I've already tapped that $50 minimum. Like that's kind of where my brain is. But I think you're absolutely right. Like that's something I have to consider, which is why he's still running now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how people's breeding preferences change throughout the seasons. Like, it'll be. I'm curious to see how it'll go from season 3 last year or last month to season 4 this month in breeding. See if there's like big changes from stud fees and what people actually choose to do. That'll probably.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a good question for you guys. I mean, did you guys have horses at the floor for breeding, or did you guys keep them higher and do everything in-house?
Us personally, we only retired 3 studs, and then so they were like 3 of our top studs, and we put them all at $300 a cover, and that was just it. And we just left it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, we basically we kind of developed a retirement plan throughout the 3 seasons. So we're just kind of slowly starting to retire our horses in stages. For example, in B grades, we just tried to breed in-house, like B with B+ or B- with B+ or whatever. I think it makes sense to breed in-house if you have good B+ colt, then go B with B+, B- with B+, because it's cheap, and I still hope that I can get like a very strong B+ horse for handicaps or whatever. I would not probably not pay 4,000 Derby to breed with someone else's B+ unless it's like, a super duper sprinter or long distance or something that I really need.
You wouldn't pay for the number 1 12 furlong. I just keep in mind I'm shilling my breed. For the number 1 12 furlong ranked gap horse in photo finish, even better than the S's and everybody. Oh man, you wouldn't pay that even if I do like a $25 rebate back in people's wallet.
After this show, I will have to arrange one breeding with Boy Named Sue. I don't care with what horse. I'm breeding with that guy as soon as you put him out on the market. Just remind me.
All right,
that's what I look.
Okay, so there we go. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? We get a little Boy Named Sue blood out there. No, I'm sorry if you guys think I'm just like shilling. I'm just having a good time, but it's funny. But I do think because I'll give you guys time to shill some of your stuff too, for sure. But I do think it's kind of funny, right? Because I feel like I made so many mistakes, like I was telling you earlier, before you got here, Step. I don't know if you were listening, but so I went into this whole thing and I never bought a left dirt firm horse. Like I'm like, oh, virtual Kentucky Derby, and not even realizing that every freaking horse that I bought is the exact opposite of archetype of that. And I'm like, well, shit. So now I'm kind of like, well, let me see what I can do with this. I'm kind of working my ways in with maybe I'll just sell some babies and start working my way in. But then it got me thinking, I'm like, well, if I can maybe take that boy named Sue Blood. Wasn't Elvis a let dirt soft horse? Am I wrong on that? Or was he a firm?
Elvis is LDS.
That's what I'm saying, right?
He's soft.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm calling it out right now. You give me like 8 seasons, Elvis, I'm coming for your ass, bro. Boy named Sue is gonna bury you in the Derby. All right, I'm calling it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna figure out a way. People are gonna help me. I'm gonna figure it out, or whatever. We're gonna figure out a way to interject Boy named Sue Blood into an S-class horse and just destroy people. So, look forward to that.
Just so you know, the next race
When is the next race?
going on.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Yep. I'm worried
Oh,
about
it's the
this.
federal. Oh no, this one.
That one. Yeah.
Was it the Destroyer? Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's nice. It automatically restarts it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Race 6. Big Brain is up 3-2. It's the Destroyer Invitational, and they're off and running. Here we go. Swift Sapphire even shoots out to the lead. Then comes Ragel. I was trying to adjust my monitor mid-race. Don't ever do that. Then up for third, that's Pepe de la Baguette. And it's Mightiest Mouse. And it's Painkiller trots along here in front of Slow Gary even. He's got about 8 lengths to catch the leader here as they're heading 6 furlongs. Left on the dirt, soft track. On that side, we were just talking about these types of horses. These are the types of horses we look to be beaten up on in the future. But for now, it's a half quarter and 24 and change as Swift Sapphire still holds the lead. Swift Sapphire's there by 2.5. Then comes Rigel down at the rail. Now challenges the leader and goes right on by and takes the lead of their own. Rigel up top. Swift Sapphire there, also passed by Mightiest Mouse. And comes Painkiller. Pepe de la Baguette, no move there, still rides along here in 5th. And it's Slow Gary. Slow Gary is doing just that today in the rain, acting slow. But it's a half mile and 47 change, and they got a furlong to go here down the stretch. I almost thought this was a 2-turn race because that's what we've been doing. But it's Painkiller in the final stretch. One final surge over Rigel. It's going to be Painkiller from Big Brain over Rigel and Swift Sapphire. And something tells me that was one of those races where horses didn't count.
Yeah, actually, that's yeah. I wrote about it to F Dog, and I tweeted about it as well. The 2 horses that we did count for show match are Sweet Sapphire and Mightiest Mouse. So since Sweet Sapphire finished 3rd, I guess that's a win for us.
Yeah, we came
All right.
We came in 5th and 6th. There's no question about that one.
Yeah, I guess if you did take the top 3 there, sorry.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually hoping, as I was watching this, I was actually hoping that Rigel or Rigel, however you pronounce that, is going to win, because it's a very interesting horse. It's like S-21 boost or something. And it's one of those horses that you feel like, oh man, this could be great on a breeding market. So this would be a great opportunity to advertise him a bit, you know. But yeah, he finished 2nd. That's I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, that was some race, and actually that looks like it was 4th, so that actually closes it out. But obviously we're gonna hang and watch the last race too, because you guys got horses running, and people are still in chat, I believe. Shout out to Sakis and Latuda. It says there's people here, but it is early in the day, so family stuff, life stuff, work stuff, who the hell knows. But yeah, this is fun. I appreciate you guys asking me to do this again. I know we got one more race to go, but before that, what you guys have any studs? And you said you had 3. You guys have 3 there, right? F Dog, and then
Yeah.
Is there an easy way to pull them up? I don't even know if I could just search by like who's your best stud on the market?
D Biscuit. You can just do DE and space.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, the Biscuit is great. We bred with him in the last season, and we hope to do it again this season. It's just an amazing horse.
Yeah, I think he was like just a killer at 7 furlongs, just sprints for days. He was a great horse. Sad I had to retire him, but happy that we get the stud fees from him.
So you put him at 300. Do you feel like you should have listed him higher? Because I mean, Statboy did just say he was able to, tap the blood, and now he's got, that blood in his house. So, if you guys start to build these rivalries, I mean, do you guys... And I'm asking this because I think a lot of people were shocked at some of the low prices. I mean, do you feel like you might think about raising prices, or other people should think about raising prices?
We take a look at the market. That's at least for last season, that's what we did in our pricing. We took a look at the market and then waited a little bit, just saw where people were actually breeding. The breed bot was great because it gave you an idea of what people were actually choosing to breed with.
Right.
So we got an idea from that and then kind of just responded to that and priced accordingly. We felt that since our three, it was D Biscuit, W Dupree, and Yaya Ding Dong. So it was one from each preference that we're in. So it was RDF, LTS, and LDS. So allowed us to breed in-house with them at each preference with our fillies, and then also get us outside covers. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna kind of take it each season, see where people are breeding at, see what the market's kind of telling us. It's like you said, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if people start to try and hide some bloodlines, or they just want to cash in the stud fees.
It looks like whiskers are back too. I wonder if they're more accurate now. Yeah, no, I agree. And like I said, I feel like, obviously people spend a lot of money, over the course of the betas, and it's very easy to see why, I mean, myself included, let's just, hey, throw them out there for $50, but I'm throwing A's out there, and other people are throwing S minuses, and, it's like, how much do people spend for their tickets, right? So, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see if people kind of realize, hey, I don't really want to give this blood away for free. And I really think it's going to be interesting when the foals hit the track for the first time. I think if the foals come out and light their freaking tail, if they run their tails are on fire, and they're just running crazy times and crazy shit, and people are like, whoa, wait a second. I think we might just see prices start going astronomical when it comes to the breeding. What's your thoughts on that, Statboy? Maybe your best horse that we could try to pimp out here on stream.
Yeah, actually, we did not retire any of our major colts. I don't
that's
think.
Right. You told me that.
Retired some of our top fillies. Yeah, we retired some of our top fillies, and then we used some of our in-house colts, and we bred mostly outside with other colts. So right now we don't have anyone as good as the Biscuit on the market, but hopefully in a season or two we will put him out there. For example, Night Saturn, I don't want to retire him ever in my life, but I know that I will have to. So, when he gets there, I'm sure that he will be quite popular out there. But so far, like I said, we were mostly working in-house for A grades and B grades and S minuses and stuff like that, and then paying for covers with other stables for those S breeds.
Cool. Yeah, I think, like I said, especially for a lot of people that are breeding, in-house, right? So you listed at yours are 300. So if you guys were to breed that, internally, I mean, what's it really costing you guys? It's not costing you that much, and you get to protect the lineage a little bit more, as opposed to people that are just dropping it up for, $50, which I guess would cost us $10 at that rate, right? So, it's really, I don't know. I think some people probably listed too low, but I mean, hey, I bred with a lot of them, so I appreciate it. But yeah, I think this month I'm probably going to breed more internally if I shut down most of my colts. And it won't be the greatest fillies or greatest, foals rather, but I got lucky last month. I got 4 out of 5. So I figured if I bred outside of the barn and I got 4 out of 5 fillies, that can help me later on down the road. Because now I can use my studs and breed them twice with 2 different fillies, and they're not even sharing the same bloodline because they just came from completely different lineage. So that I'm looking forward to. So $10 here, $10 there will be nice. And then hopefully a couple hits on Weekend Moderator. And then obviously we already got one on Boy Named Sue. I'm going to let you know on that one, Statboy. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah. I loved, for example, what...
Wait,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say it'll be interesting with, all the new people coming in. And them securing either Gen 0 fillies or Gen 1 fillies, what their breeding preferences are going to be. Because, it's different from a person that's been here for a year playing all the betas and somebody that's just coming in new trying to figure out, test the bloodlines, test different horses. So it'll really be interesting.
Am I missing a race? There's one more race, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
5:15.
That was the 5:15 race?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. There we go. I'll try to get him up here. Have something on the screen. Okay. But yeah, I'm losing my mind, fellas. I can't wait to get these damn foals on the track. Even though I feel like I'm really gonna regret asking for that because I'm gonna be getting my ass kicked and losing a lot of money. But for now, I'm like, can I just fast forward time? Can I go in like a cryogenic chamber? I'm about to get a real job out in the world and just stay busy for like 45 days and come back. But I feel like that's not really helpful either. So what are you guys kind of doing the past time? Just you guys gonna look at maybe picking up some claimers? You guys kind of content running, the horses you have left for a while, or?
Yeah, for us, I mean, we have a bunch of horses that are still active and that are still running. I think that actually we are the most active of all stables right now in season 4 because, like I said, we were slower with retirement. I hope this does not bite us back in the ass in seasons 6, 7, 8, whatever. But so far, we're just focused on racing. And like you mentioned, claimers. I think claimers are so much fun. I mean, claimers are great, especially for these kind of months when not much is happening in more important races. And then I could just spend like 2 hours a day just looking at claimer horses and just trying to get myself a new A- that's going to run, 15K claimers or whatever. And it's really been fun, and it's kind of refreshing to see it's not high stakes, it's not high frustration when you lose or anything. So I really like claimers. I really enjoy participating in them.
Yeah, do you feel like the new price point is a little too low? I can't believe I'm freaking saying that right now. It's a little low. It's like $1.50 to enter. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the 5K claimer that has I think 125 Derby entrance, right? Yeah. So I read in Discord today they were discussing to increase pay points for all claimer races. So I hope they do that because I don't mind having a 5K or 10K claimer race itself, but I think that you should pay more to enter those races, and you get a chance to win more Derby in those races. So I would definitely advocate to increase the entrance fee for all those claimer races. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just not advocate too much where they start upping all the fees on every race again, because Ian said a few weeks ago on MJ's stream, he's like, yo, if anybody's... Yeah.
Yep.
No, I know. But Ian said, he's like, if anybody's ever leave the game, just send me a message and tell me why. And I already got that message pre-written. I'm like, if you ever raise these prices, I'm selling everything. I'm done. I got 5 syndicates I got to answer to, man. And it's crazy, because like I said, it's like, as long as people are on the same page, and especially people I deal with at least, as long as like companies are up front and like the investments and stuff, they're cool with it. You know what I mean? And honestly, Photo Finish does that. I think we all know better than anybody, right? So it's nice, like I said, when they get told something and then I relay the information and it's still, relevant, 2-3 months later when it's like, oh, because this is their vision, this is what happened. Not because, 1 or 2 people complain and it's like, oh, it jacked up the race entry fees again. And it's like, well, that's funny because like 98.9% of the people I've spoken to, they're all like, well, yeah, now I'm running horses left when they like to run right just because there's no race for 2 days. Like, I wouldn't do that for $20, but I'll do it for $6, I'll do it for $8. If someone wants me to fill a race, I'll throw somebody in, right? Like, I don't know, man. I just think it's definitely increased the racing across the board, from what I've seen anyway. But...
Yes, it has. Yeah, I agree with that. I like all entrance points, like 600, 750, 900, whatever. I like all those prices for all those handicap and allowance races and everything. I'm just saying about the claimers. I would be fine.
the claimers for sure.
Claimer entry prices. Yeah. The
Yeah.
others are great in my opinion. The others are just fine.
Yeah, I just like to have that, out on the stream, so when people hear that, they go, "Okay, that's clarifying it." Because man, like, well, Mo, you said you wanted higher prices. I'm like, no, nobody ever said that. Never said that. I like them where they're at.
Yeah, before
All right.
$50 maidens.
Oh my god. Hey, listen, if you got graded races, if you're running graded races and you got those types of horses, it makes sense. And we spoke about that earlier, Repto. Like, it makes sense at that level. But you get a lucky win in a maiden, you should not be penalized by having to really find your horse in $20, races while it's like throwing freaking darts at the board blind. All right, we got one more call here. Is it 4 horses? Let's go. And they're off and rolling here in the nightcap. It's financial advice. Sakis said he liked financial advice. And comes Frank is typing ... I love that. Nightcrawler's there in third. And it's Amadeus in fourth here in this massive 4-horse affair. Down the backstretch they go in this 12 furlong left turning affair in the turf. Track is soft and racing is good here on Showdown Series. Opening quarter and 25 change. Frank is typing, yoinks the lead, and now pokes the nose in front and goes ahead by 2. Nightcrawler there, down at the rail. Followed him in third is Amethyst. Financial Advice going to drop back into fourth with about 7 lengths to catch the leader. And that leader is still Frank is typing ... Frank is on the turn. Frank is on the loose. But yet, somehow, Frank is still typing. By 2.5 even, then comes Amethyst on the outside. Joined by them on the inside is Nightcrawler and Financial Advice. Found some room in the rail and sneaks up into third. Might be challenging here for the lead, but they got to go around again. Don't blow your load just yet, Financial Advice. They're all chasing. Frank is typing past the wire for the first time. It's Frank is typing who continues to kick clear here by 3. Financial Advice now regains some speed here down at the rail, tucked in. Amethyst on the outside. Nightcrawler there is a new trailer. But Frank is typing, looks too strong here. Halfway through, what's she gonna do? Financial Advice. But it's Frank is typing, still going. Financial Advice on the outside. Nightcrawler there. Amethyst, nothing yet from them. It's so hard to find things to talk about here in an old 12 furlong race when there's only 4 damn horses. But that's photo finish. I cannot wait till the foals get on the track. Down the backstretch we go, cross the pond even, 1 mile and 143. And you know how it be for Frank is typing ... Still shows the way, no change. Trying to attack him is Financial Advice, but Frank is typing will not be denied. Nightcrawler is now off the rail and trying to challenge here, and Amethyst has called it a day. But up top, Frank is typing has finally been caught, and it's Financial Advice now who shows the lead. Nightcrawler is there off the rail. He's up around, but Financial Advice is there. Frank is typing, is trying to regain some sort of sediment here, but it's Financial Advice as they turn for home. Financial Advice on the inside, Nightcrawler on the outside. Mono West Swine, who's it gonna be? Nightcrawler now pokes the nose in front. Financial Advice is going trying one more final roar, but it's not gonna be enough as Nightcrawler is gonna take home the nightcap. Isn't that just poetic? It's going to be 2-1-3 Nightcrawler over Financial Advice, and Frank is typing. Yeesh. There's a lot of action for a 4-horse race, tell you that much.
How did these 2 horses? How did these 2 horses go for you in the Derby last weekend, Frank and Financial?
F-Dog,
you still here?
Sorry, I was muted. I was muted for the call. Sorry.
You good? Sorry.
I was saying, Frank is typing actually finished in third in the Classic, which was super surprising because he had gotten his first win on the last day of qualifying to qualify. He didn't have enough points, and he needed to win or come in second, I believe it was, on that 7-13 race, and then he won it, which was crazy, and then came in third in the Classic, just like completely against my surprise. Because, I mean, as you saw here, it didn't really race too well. He was in the lead for a while, but eventually died out. I think this was a little too long for him. And then Financial, I think, came in like 10th, somewhere around there. So, yeah. How did Nightcrawler
Yeah, we were
do?
kind of
What place did
hoping.
he have?
He finished fourth, but he was in the lead. I think at the final bend or something, and we were kind of hoping, yeah, he's going to take it. But no, he kind of lost steam in the final stretch there. But it was still a really good race, and we we are happy that with the result that we had here, because we only had like one horse in the Derby.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just keep looking at these
we had
horses and
five.
I'm like, man.
we had 5 and unfortunately couldn't come up with the W. Hopefully next season.
Yeah, this week is actually
what's
very
the
interesting
third time
because
series?
this week is right turf, and there are only handful of strong horses in right turf. So I think this Derby will be very interesting.
Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to race some of these LTS horses. In I don't know. I don't want to reveal the secrets, but there's a soft race there tomorrow. Whenever they're recovered, I think I'll be racing in them to try and get them qualified for this week's classic.
Yeah, you can see on the leaderboard here. I mean, Elvis and Perlino, like those are all left horses, right?
Yep.
Nightcrawler is left, so.
Yep.
So this is the horse that we want to.
Yeah.
This is the model citizen horse right here, right? This is the first ever virtual Kentucky Derby winner. And he's got a 0 temper. No, I know. But yeah, this is it'll be interesting, man. See how many horses can actually run the opposite ways, and maybe some horses just have like this hidden gene where it's like, hey, I don't care what direction you run me, I'm just gonna win. You know, if a horse has a winning gene, I mean, as far as I know, sometimes it's a Mo Guesses alert, but as far as I know, horses are not aware of what direction they're running when they race. So like American horse races and Australian, they don't really know. It's just that's the way they run. That's the way they train. But it's not like, because I was always wondering, like during downtime, if we actually got to the point where nobody was racing, even though there is actually a lot of racing going on right now still. I was like, well, what if we just, maybe didn't put too much emphasis on left or right? So, like, as long as you're running on the dirt against other dirt horses, maybe you could just kind of have, like, a more fair race for a month or two and just kind of, like, disregard that, But I don't know how well that would work, but I'm just saying. But it seems like there's still a lot of racing going on, so I guess don't even need to think about that. But maybe there's something to that, Maybe Elvis coming out here, going the opposite way. If he can come out and win, too, I mean, Maybe it's just a weaker class of horses, or maybe they're just that damn good. I think that's going to be... over time, we'll kind of see how that works out, But
yeah, it's interesting right now because you got some people that they're farming the crown, so they're just entering horses just to enter horses, and get that crown rebate. And then you have people that are searching for distance preference, so they're kind of going all over experimenting, and yeah, it's interesting. So I think that's the reason you're seeing a lot of these races still fill up. People still experimenting, trying to get the crown. These low horse fields. But yeah, Elvis, that horse is. I mean, what's that? He won the virtual Kentucky Derby. Then the next week on the right dirt soft came in second in the classic, and then this past week on left turf good came in sixth. So I mean, he's just running well across every preference when it comes to those big fields.
Yeah. And that's cool. I think we should have horses like that, right? I mean, example, would you agree? Like maybe just have some of these horses that just run on anything that you throw at them. Is that good for the game or bad for the game?
I think it's good, actually. I think it's especially this season now and the next season. They're just a lot of fun for me because there's a lot of experimenting, lots of horses running in wrong direction, wrong preference, and everything. And I mean, wrong, not the one that they prefer, right? So I think it's very interesting, and maybe because I still have a lot of my horses active and running, maybe I see it the other way than some other people do. But I really enjoy this season, and I hope that next season will also be fun, even though it will be mostly just claimers and classics. But it's all good. It's all good, and I think anything that you earn now financially and anything that you learn now can help you down the road when Gen 1 starts racing, so it's all good.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think a lot of us, I mean, again, you guys have been in the game longer than me, right? So I feel like, I got so much of an education, through the betas, obviously with Monopoly money, even though I didn't really use that as like a fair comparison because everybody was breeding with the same free horses, right? Now you don't have access to these horses, so we're starting to see a more realistic approach. But I felt like just watching and just kind of learning that I was able to acquire better horses, start targeting different things on tickets. You guys brushed on it earlier. Like, I'm a huge, in real horse racing, the only horses I play and put money on are horses that finish. Into Mischief, English Channel, there's certain breeds that I know close like a banshee, and those are the horses that I bet on, and those are the horses I want to own on photo finish, you know what I'm saying? So that's why when you guys are talking about, like, yeah, I'm aiming for speed, because I believe that if Ian made this game and he came from Madden, EA's #1 rule is speed kills. Every game, you get a guy with speed, and you're in good shape. So I'm like, well, if that's going to carry over, get a horse with speed, get a horse with finish, and you kind of hope that the other, other stats kind of work their way into the genetic, how the horse wants to run, which is why I think a 0-1 stamina is great, obviously, right, for a long-range horse. Take those points, move them into other stats where they're more beneficial, and, I think that's kind of where I got, like, what my boy named Sue, at least, and I'm sure there's other horses out there, maybe even Elvis, because he's got a 0 temper. But, I mean, that horse just, whatever, right, runs on anything, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting, man, but do you guys, any final words here, man? I know I don't want to hold you guys all night. I could sit here and ramble about photo finish for days, but any final thoughts? You guys plan on doing this again? Thank you, by the way, for having me call it. I appreciate it. It was fun. But
Yeah, absolutely.
any final words?
Thanks for hosting us as always. This is great. I always enjoy these head-to-head competitions, and nothing better than having the one and only Mo Knows on the call.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I hope we continue to do it. I love these. I think I don't know what we did it last season, so I guess if we just continued the series, it would just be next season. So I don't know if that's fine with Stat Boy, but yeah, I'm more than open to continue doing these. We're tied now 1-1 in the series. So
I was about to say, we do need the tiebreaker because it is 1-1, so that would definitely be something to consider.
Yeah, let me just say that, of course, once again, thanks for hosting this, and thanks for the stable guys for always being there to compete against us. What we're going to do at the end of this season and next season, what we were planning on is actually like this little elimination tournament that I'm working on. I was hoping to kind of get multiple stables here, and then we can run like an elimination tournament and have stable against stable to kind of kill time and have some buzz and have some good events during the August until the Gen 1 grows up and is ready to race. So we will definitely, you will definitely hear more about that in the next few days when we finish up with preparations. And of course, we will be there. I hope that these tables will be there as well. And I hope that it will be interesting. And then who knows, maybe we can meet each other in the finals and have a tiebreaker.
yeah,
That would be sick.
now the ultimate tiebreaker.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And like I said, I tell you guys this, I'm always down to do these. There's certain days that are rough for me, especially depending on the time, but I am always down to do these. So obviously, the more, stables that want to go head to head and people want to get involved, the overlay now says Showdown Series. Before it was, was a Sunday Showdown, because I was like, I thought it was going to be like a Sunday thing, but hey, you know what? It's Tuesday and we're here doing it. So I'm always down, man. And thanks again for, let me take part. It's always fun. And I not only call the races, but, we talk, we go back and forth, a lot of us, on Twitter or whatever, quick. But, I get to pick your brains and, we get to have some good old conversations. So do appreciate you guys. And, thanks again for hopping on.
Thanks for doing this, guys. Cheers. Bye.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. And chat, anybody still hanging out? Sakis, Latuda, there's some other people here lurking. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.